Few people realize how aggressive donkeys can be. I don't know what exactly this pig did to make it angry, but the donkey behaved very rudely. The honey badger cub attracted the attention of zebras, but a fierce mother immediately appeared and made it clear that it was better to stay away from this crazy family. Many large representatives of felines hunt antelopes, but it is extremely dangerous. Their horns are powerful weapons. For some reason, this seal did not like the dog and began to make sounds similar to barking. And this camera managed to capture a meeting of two very exotic animals. It is unlikely that they will become friends. The leopard often attacks from above. In these frames, you can see how it jumps onto a whole herd of wildebeest. The honey badger caught a turtle, and even the shell failed to protect it from this sneaky predator. The fight between these cats resembles the famous moment from The Lion King when Scar threw Mufasa off a cliff. And this rat bit the beak of a crow. It was not easy to save the bird, but one kind person helped it. The beaver had a chance to escape, but instead it decided to attack. This was not the best solution. The bear grabbed its victim and dragged it into the forest. The dog met a hedgehog and decided to sniff it, but the little prickly animal made it clear, "Do not approach me." And this snake attacked the lizard and tightly wrapped its rings around it. However, after a prolonged fight, the lizard managed to free itself. This snake grabbed the frog by the leg, but the victim did not give up and escaped from its mouth. This seagull clearly attacked the wrong one. And this cat decided to attack the chickens, but there were two of them, so the purry attacker had to run away. In this video, one shark bit another by the fin. Cannibalism is something normal for these fish, but this time the predator has definitely chosen the wrong victim. And this crocodile wanted to attack the baby elephant, but an angry mother stood up for it. She had to teach the predator a lesson. A pack of dogs tried to attack the otter, but they did not dare to attack. They just limited themselves to a barking. It was a huge mistake to anger the goose. Two friends did not stand up for it, so the dog got a lot of stress. Even the little bear managed to cope with the dog, and imagine what would happen if an adult bear turned out to be in its place. And this cat got too close to the iguana and got a tail hit right away. It is better not to anger an iguana. Even that big dog had to run for its life. And this dog tried to bite the horse's ass, and it was rewarded with a hoof kick. This huge lizard thought that a small chicken would be easy prey. What a wrong decision. and this bear made its way into the yard, but it did not know that the territory was guarded by a brave cat. The cat should have never touched this turtle. It won't be easy to get rid of now. The cat wanted to attack the flying squirrel, but it attacked first and even managed to ride the would-be hunter. It is better to stay away from geese. If you make them angry, they won't leave you alone for a long time. Even though the goat was smaller than the bull, it managed to fight well in this duel. Fortunately, the rivals decided to go in different directions without harming each other. In India, roosters are so fearless that they are ready to attack even a cobra. Or maybe it's not courage, but stupidity. What do you think? A group of tigers could not cope with one small duck. Two big dogs were hunting a mouse, but it outwitted them, pretending to be a plant. A curious cat got too close to a large crab and barely escaped from its claws. A crocodile could easily swallow this dog, but something went wrong, and it had to flee. And this wild boar attacked a domestic pig, but was rebuffed so much that it would never appear to here again. One-humped camels behave extremely aggressively if their territory is invaded. This time, the dromedary was forced to engage in a fight with a horse that behaved extremely pugnaciously. However, a camel is much bigger than a horse. It just presses the horse to the ground with its weight. However, the horse managed to get free and escape. The cat wanted to have a ride, but the horse wouldn't let such a rider enjoy it. This dog very quickly regretted that it decided to fight with the macaques. And this seagull tried to steal food from a sea lion, and it became its food instead. This time, the rival of the one-humped camel was a donkey. As you can see, it was much less lucky than the horse at the beginning of the video. It's hard to believe that lions sometimes manage to kill a buffalo, especially when we see how the buffalo throws the lioness with its horns. The calf found a turtle and tried to figure out what kind of animal it was, but he had to run away as fast as he could. And this cow turned out to be no less curious. A turtle can scare even a horse. In the Kruger National Park, a squirrel and a cobra were captured on video. I'm sure most of you would bet on a cobra, but just look at the squirrel. This is a real fearless warrior. It quickly and accurately attacks the snake again and again. This fight lasted about 30 minutes. As a result, the snake had to flee. In this killer video, you can see how the killer whale hunts baby seals. When the victim is defeated, the killer whale can even start playing with it. The caracal is a relatively small representative of the feline, but it compensates for its small size with dexterity. Catching a bird on the fly is quite a feasible task for this creature. The leopard managed to catch this small anaconda quite easily. After seeing a leopard, the goose family played a whole performance to protect the offspring. The goose pretended to be lame and dying. It was gradually moving away from its goslings. The leopard decided that a wounded bird would be easy prey. In addition, it is much more satisfying than tiny birds. The predator followed it, while the father took the goslings to a safe place. Then the mother goose took off as if nothing had happened and flew away. The leopard was left with nothing, while the goose deserves an Oscar for excellent acting. And here's another Oscar contender. After seeing a rhinoceros bird, the dwarf mongoose decided to pretend to be dead. This is very strange because there was nothing threatening, and rhinoceros birds do not eat mongooses. Apparently, this guy just likes to joke. A gorilla is many times larger than an ordinary goose, and it is logical that this animal has much greater strength. In this case, the poor gorilla didn't know where to go when the bird decided to attack. And here is another goose who decided to demonstrate his strength and power, and it does not matter that his rival was much bigger and more dangerous. According to our experience, the predator does not always win. Sometimes the target can give a worthy rebuff to attackers. In this video, a female otter got into a fight with 3 wolves, which allowed the cub to escape from danger. I think no one will have any doubts that the cheetah is much faster than the ostrich. It also has to be stronger. However, there are cases when ostriches attack predators and even manage to scare them away. Obviously, cows don't like the presence of a goose on their territory. However, the bird is noticeably confident among animals and even tries to intimidate the whole herd. Any female is ready to do anything to save her kids, even if she is in mortal danger. Apparently, the snake posed a serious threat to the kids since the rabbit decided to attack the offender so fiercely. The dog barked at an unfamiliar creature for a long time, but suddenly turned into a victim. The lizard decided to show who is the boss here. It seems that these giraffes did not immediately realize that they are not the kings of the local kingdom. The brave dog, seeing the monkeys approaching the territory protected by it, immediately ran out to disperse the brazen gang. Even though it was much inferior to them in number, this did not prevent it from fearlessly fulfilling its duty. One wave of the paw was enough for the bear to leave hungry and scared. Such formidable cats on farms can easily replace any watchdog. Just look at this incredible case in the barnyard. Even in this world, connections and necessary acquaintances work. The stoat who wanted to attack a local rabbit was quickly kicked out by the local authorities. This video once again proves how cats can successfully cope with the duties of dogs. It is not even difficult for them to expel a bear from the site. Either out of boredom, just to have fun, or without having any other motives, the ram climbed to the resting deer and doe. However, it was attacked and sent to another place. Mongoose cubs attacked a small rabbit. It turned out that they are quite capable of coping with a rodent. And this monitor lizard drove the dog away and will now guard the yard instead of it. Wolves often attack horses in a pack, but when this horse met a lone wolf, it took its revenge for all its friends. Usually, leopards hunt wild boars, but this time the predator chose the wrong victim and was forced to hide in a tree. These pelicans clearly overestimated the size of their beaks. They're big, of course, but not big enough to swallow a whole capybara. And this young Tibetan Mastiff met a ram on his way, which behaved quite aggressively. Unlike leopard, wild dogs do not know how to climb trees, and this circumstance often saves the lives of predatory cats. One of the penguins decided that there was too little room for two on the ice floe. The early bird takes the worm. Two monitor lizards grappled with each other for no reason. They almost simultaneously bit each other by the tail, and then one of them had to flee. Small lizards drop their tail to save their lives, and large lizards are able to whip a predator with their tail. The sleeping seals seemed completely defenseless, but each of them managed to quickly repel the attack of the jackal that had crept up on them. Mongooses are known for the fact that they often come into battle with poisonous snakes and win thanks to their agility. This little hunter is not even afraid of a cobra. Eagles attack not only harmless lambs. This time, a steppe wolf almost became the victim of a bird of prey. Leopards usually climb a tree with their prey so that stronger predators do not take away their food. Lions climb trees much worse than leopards, but as you can see, this time the king of animals decided to try his luck. Buffalo hunting is one of the most dangerous activities for a lion. Just look at how hard the buffalo strikes the lion with its horns. The young bull had some issues with the goat and taught him a lesson. And this group of lions is approaching a family of giraffes in the hope of attacking a cub. However, the mother giraffe demonstrates that it is better not to approach her baby. In this video, we can see how the lioness used a very cunning tactic during the giraffe hunt. While one lioness jumped on the mother's back, the other clung to the cub with its teeth. After a couple of warning signals, the cats have a fight. One of the cats turned out to be more prudent and tried to calm down a violent relative. Hippos can't stand it when strangers are on their territory. 3 lions tried to swim across the pond, but this hippo, who considers himself the owner of the local waters, did not give them permission. And this bear is much larger and stronger than a wolf, but wolves tend to stay in a pack, so it's not easy to cope with them. The Kermode bear, or as they are also called, the ghost bear, is a rare subspecies of the American black bear, which is distinguished by an exceptionally light coat. In this video, you can see how a mother bear protects its den with cubs from a black bear that tried to attack them. This brave goose was not afraid and attacked the gorilla. Raccoons wanted to cross the swamp but did not know that there were alligators. The little alligator attacked suddenly, but fortunately, the raccoons have amazing reactions. The eagle tried to attack the dog, but a friend stood up for it. I don't know what the monkey had to solve with the goat, but the fight between these animals looked very funny. As a result, the monkey had to retreat. And in this video, you can see a small clash of a bull and a sheep. Fortunately, these two quickly calmed down. If you are very stubborn by nature, then sometimes it can be your advantage. By using it, you certainly won't allow a larger animal to offend you. The hawk is rightfully considered one of the most dangerous and dexterous predators. The chances of survival of a potential victim are extremely small, but the squirrel in the video decided to destroy this stereotype. The fact that you are big and strong does not mean that everyone should be afraid of you. I'm sure you haven't seen such a thing yet. It cost the tiger an incredible effort to drive his victim into a trap. But in the end, the tiger has trapped himself. Cats are desperate fighters by nature, and they are not afraid of danger even when it comes to fighting with a wild animal. Moreover, they often act as an aggressor. The reaction of this mongoose is also impressive, as well as his strategy of luring the cobra into an open space for a future fight. The rooster apparently decided to use martial arts skills against his neighbors. After a successful attack, the winner proudly returned to chickens. And this dog interrupts the afternoon rest of the lions. She attacks so confidently that the predators are clearly taken aback and do not dare to respond with aggression. A flock of baboons desperately rushed into battle and saved the relative who was attacked by a crocodile. They managed to save their friend because the reptile was not large and the number of monkeys was quite impressive. A hungry coyote waiting for easy prey on the shore almost became a victim of another hunter. Some cats seem completely fearless and are never afraid of larger and stronger animals. For example, this cat is persistently chasing a stray bear from its territory. This monkey clearly has fearlessness and a great sense of humor. It is not afraid of two young predators, thus creating an amazing show. The ambitious rooster clearly decided to show the horse who is in charge here and actively defends his territory without being scared of the hooves on the rival. This cat is not scared of the deadly cobra at all, thus easily repelling its attacks. This animal acts actively and aggressively and forces the reptile to retreat. A small elephant can become easy prey for a pack of predators. But if a whole herd of elephants stands in the way of the offenders, ready to protect the cub, the predators will certainly be in trouble. This female bear demonstrates her readiness for a deadly fight, especially when it comes to protecting offspring. The ferocious predator leaves the battlefield as fast as it can. The black mamba climbed on one of the thinnest and tallest branches to taste the bird's eggs, but it failed. These brave little parents immediately surrounded the venomous snake and engaged in an extremely dangerous battle, which, fortunately, ended with success. Their cubs were unharmed, and the evil creature had to run away. This time, a 4-meter villain attacked a rodent, which was supposed to turn into a long-awaited dinner immediately after a poisonous kiss. But the mongoose turned out to be too nimble and loving life to become someone's meal, and therefore deftly eluded a deadly rival. In this video, the mongoose is having a fight with a black mamba, but this time it does not run away, but meets face to face with danger. Just look at this fierce battle of two determined rivals. Koala is very worried about its child, who climbed on a thin and dangerous branch. It can fall down any second. The koala mom tried many ways to get its baby down to the ground. And this bear thought that it had driven the mountain goats to a dead end, but they went down to an extremely dangerous place, and the bear had to retreat because real life is more important than a hypothetical lunch. Do not forget that cute domestic cats are true predators by nature. They can easily catch several field mice at once. And this fight between two huge tigers was filmed by visitors to a national park in India. It is not clear what the problems were, but it is interesting that their battle suddenly stopped and both of them moved in different directions. This secretary bird rarely becomes anyone's prey. On the contrary, it is often the first to attack those who inspire fear in the majority and easily take the lives of the defenseless. It seemed that the squirrel escaped from the predator by climbing a tree, but the lynx is not a simple predator, so it easily followed the poor thing and took it back to the ground. Dogs are the best defenders and guards because even a huge tiger is no problem for them. This dog managed to scare away an unwanted guest even if it was stronger, faster, and bigger. As soon as this raccoon noticed the iguana in the pool, it immediately began to catch it. At the moment when the green lizard appeared above the surface, it was immediately caught by a nimble raccoon. The antelope slowly lowers its head to drink from a seemingly safe source, but the bloodthirsty crocodile takes its victim by surprise. Poor antelope had no time to understand anything when it was taken under the water. And right now, you're going to watch unique footage. The crocodile just gave up and did not resist at all when the lion attacked it like a helpless antelope. A rooster is a creature that will definitely not give up its leadership to anyone else in the barnyard. It's better for it to lose all its feathers and get dozens of wounds than to voluntarily give up the title of king of the yard. Sharply maneuvering, this falcon attacks a large bird, which falls down like a stone after a precise crushing blow. Such a frequent confrontation of geese with a wild fox ended unexpectedly because one of the birds simply drove the predator away with its confidence. Ants calmly drink water from a small puddle and did not touch anyone, but out of nowhere, a huge hornet appeared and began to destroy them one by one. Then the ants united and showed the hornet that it was not good to offend the little ones. The birds almost pecked the snake, but it still managed to dodge their attacks. This rhinoceros attacked a buffalo and knocked it to the ground. It is better not to anger this beast. The goose was not afraid to confront a whole herd of cows. What a level of bravery! The ostrich pecked the elephant by the trunk. Then the elephant almost strangled it with the very same trunk. When this goat met a kangaroo on its way, its horns did not save it. The cobra attacked the mongoose, but it was a worthy fight. This dog wanted to become friends with the turtle, but it just bit his tongue. The antelope fought very bravely. It was a very spectacular fight, but in the end, the hungry lionesses overcame it. The rooster showed these cows who is the boss on the farm. The lioness chased the zebra, but it struck the huntress with a powerful blow of its hooves. Do not underestimate the roosters. They will easily lay a yard dog on the ground with their kick. Myna is a rather aggressive bird. In this video, you can see how it fights with a bigger opponent. No matter how skilled the red-tailed hawk was, the squirrel managed to beat it. The jaguar crept up on the giant anteater, but this amazing beast remained cold-blooded. It just proudly walked in front of the predator. Apparently, the jaguar was confused by such self-confidence and changed its mind. While looking at this little fight, I remember the following saying: "The falling out of lovers is the renewal of love." This is how a horse and a mare flirt with each other. When a goat has a bad temper, other creatures prefer to ignore it for a while. But when all of them get too tired, it will definitely get what it deserves. In the case of this goat, everything turned out exactly like that. The horses taught it a good lesson. If one day you decide to open your own private zoo, you need to remember that it is better to keep giraffes and oryx in different enclosures. I don't know what the issue was, but despite its size, the giraffe had some serious problems. This elephant pushes the goose away with its trunk to calmly enter the water. But the goose is a proud bird. For a while, it tries to show character, but then it is forced to retreat. The crocodile caught a fish and swam to the shore to eat it, but it almost became a victim of another fish. It was attacked by a shark, but the crocodile managed to get to shore. Tigers have been trying to catch a duck for a long time, and it was as if the duck was playing with them. It was diving and surfacing in a completely different place. A group of lions approached the pond with a rhinoceros. For some time, it was afraid to get out of the water so as to not become their victim. Finally, it got tired. The rhinoceros came ashore and dispersed the predators. Visitors to the aquarium witnessed how a hammerhead shark tried to swallow a stingray. Many of them managed to capture it on camera. Everyone understood that the stingray had no chance to escape. These bears were filmed using a drone, but they apparently mistook it for a bird and tried to catch it. It seems that for these young puppies, it's just a game, but for an adult cow, it's not a joke. The poor thing was so scared by the dogs that it even accidentally found itself in the pool and could not get out of there. These turkeys have just found new entertainment for themselves in the form of a snake that accidentally appeared on their territory. Unfortunately, those were the last minutes of its life. The lizard crawled onto the snake and clung to it tightly. The snake tried its best but had no chance to shake the lizard off, so it had to deliver the lizard to its destination against its will. And this cat had already begun to think of itself as a superhero when it managed to reach new heights trying to get a bird. But the bird simply flew away, leaving the cunning cat completely alone and without prey. This representative of the seal family is so joyfully and cheerfully carrying prey to its relatives that it even throws the unfortunate penguin in the air. This is the true joy of the first prey. At the same time, one can lose it that way. The dog clearly did not expect that the groundhog bite would be so painful and long when it barked and pestered a rodent looking for breakfast. After such a short and distinct leave-off action from a horse exhausted by the heat, the goose will no longer approach it. Most likely, it will not even be able to get up. And this bear really thought that the only difficulty on the way to the desired pork would be the fence, which it would overcome without much effort. However, to its great regret, on the other side of the fence, it wasn't welcome and forced to leave completely hungry. You definitely haven't seen such a confrontation. This octopus is chasing a crab desperately trying to save its life. You can see the consequences with your own eyes. And the winner is the one who is bigger, stronger, and faster. It happens according to the laws of nature. Now, look at the monitor lizard and the snake. This is really an epic battle, the outcome of which is not obvious and the course of which is interesting to watch. There are two options. It may be the bravest kitten in the world, or it is just a stupid little creature that does not understand that you cannot molest a crocodile because it brings you nothing good. There is absolutely no need to have a watchdog if you are lucky enough to get a kitten like this. This little daredevil will drive away even a hungry bear in a matter of seconds. It is not often possible to meet lions who have arranged a hunt not on their territory, but this time the pride made an exception and attacked a crocodile. The decisive role was played by the number, and the defeated alligator stopped the fight. These sheep are constantly fighting, colliding with their horns, and cannot stop doing it no matter what. I'm not sure whether it's stubbornness or stupidity. The reason for the fight was the fact that they simply couldn't share the widest road in this area. There can only be one owner in a barnyard, and it's not the size or strength that determines the leader, but rather even stupid and unfounded coincidence. Here's an example of a chicken that could easily put a dozen dairy cows in place. Size and power superiority are not always the key elements to success. In many cases, only confidence and perseverance are needed to win, because these qualities are able to bring even a small turtle to the rank of the strongest animal in the world. We all know that a leopard is not a stupid representative of the feline. Therefore, immediately after defeating the victim, it hides the carcass both from the greedy eyes of relatives and from the vindictive and anxious mother of the poor baby rhinoceros. The anteater is not as defenseless as it seems at first glance. Even though it wanders around most of the time without touching anyone in search of food, as soon as it feels threatened, a real beast wakes up inside, which is ready to tear everything to protect itself. Even the strongest and biggest animals are scared of the true owner of the yard. We're talking about the rooster with all of its feathers. It will prove its primacy anyway, not to mention impudent turkeys trying to show off. For the sake of a healthy lunch, this bear is ready to engage in a life-threatening battle even in an unusual, dangerous environment such as a stormy river. The size of the intended prey will also not frighten the predator because the only thing that worries the bear is to have a tight meal. The watchdog sensed a threat in the horse that was just passing by the trailer they were guarding and immediately rushed at the hoofed animal. Unfortunately, the power of the horse became decisive in this battle, which the dogs could not adequately resist and were defeated in a senseless fight. A herd of warthogs brazenly came to the territory of peacefully resting zebras. As a result, they had to learn two hard lessons. Zebras always hit the point, and impudence is punishable. Don't forget to use the comments below to share what you think about this moment captured on camera. Does it look like lovey-dovey behavior, a luxury massage for a cat, or a way to scare away the red cat from their territory? It seems that all these dogs can do is play to the public because they can bark at each other defiantly and frighteningly, but they cannot engage in a fierce battle. Even wildebeest are able to stand up for themselves. With their horns, they threw the leopard right into the sky. The Komodo dragon is the largest lizard in the world. Their fight is similar to the fight of sumo wrestlers. And this is how crocodiles fight. By the way, cases of cannibalism are common among these reptiles. And this pack of dogs met a snow leopard. The dogs barked at the predator, but they had no courage to attack. Did you know that raccoons climb trees like cats? There was a fight between a wildcat and a raccoon at the very top of a tall tree. And this camera managed to shoot a bear that was roaming around the residential quarter and scared away local dogs.
Oh jeez, that bear is huge.
Who is stronger, a lion or a crocodile? Both of these predators are extremely dangerous, but the crocodile is unlikely to be able to cope with 3 lions at once. The eagle is a dangerous bird, but do not underestimate an ordinary domestic rooster. Sometimes your temper plays a decisive role in the battle. Mongooses are agile enough to defeat even a cobra, but this time the little hunter was unlucky. The snake wrapped its rings around him and sprayed poison right into its eye. We'll start with shots of the brutal struggle of 2 hungry birds for a chance to have dinner with a defenseless bunny. It happened that they noticed the bunny at the very same time. The snake had no place to hide from the bird of prey, and therefore it decided to merge with the plant, which misled the hunter. And this is a spectacular fight between a lioness and a wildebeest that had a very unusual ending. The predator was defeated and had to flee in disgrace. The reason is the incredible desire to live that turned out to be stronger than hunger. As they say, one for all and all for one. As you can see, even small sheep can drive away a formidable wolf. The cat and mouse were interrupted by an imperious chicken, who just took the mouse from the cat and confidently carried it in an unknown direction. It's hard to witness a dog meeting a porcupine in real life, and there's a reason. An obvious reason. The raccoon suddenly found the green iguana right in the parking lot. It wasn't ready for such a meeting, so it lost its tail from fear, which was left lying on the road. And this snake squeezed the big frog in its small mouth and held it there until it finally lost hope of swallowing it. Despite the fact that forces were not equal, the raccoon successfully drove out a lynx that wandered into his territory. The turtle didn't want to become a hungry shark's dinner so much that it was able to come up with a brilliant plan. Every time the predator swam up to bite, it just bumped into a hard shell. Eventually it got tired and the shark swam away hungry. Eagles have the sharpest eyesight and incredibly high speed, which allows them to grab prey with strong claws so quickly that it does not even have time to understand anything before becoming someone's dinner. This rooster's confidence and assertiveness cornered even a big horse. Whenever the fox and duck meet one-on-one, the outcome is obvious. But whenever birds gather together, then the predator's hope for lunch disappears as quickly as it runs away. The hawk is not only a strong and fast bird, but also smart. As soon as the feathered one realized that the snake was going to poison it, it immediately flew away, trying to find easier prey. And this long fight between the snake and the lynx was stopped by a skillful bite of a wild cat. By doing so, it was able to become the winner in a fight with an unwilling-to-give-up snake. The lion pride was incredibly happy when the crocodile accidentally crawled to them and the kings of the jungle began to bite its hard skin. However, they quickly realized that this was impossible and they had to let the crocodile go. So, no lunch for them today. After having decided to expand its possessions, the rooster left the chicken coop and headed for the house, where the owner's dog was resting quietly. The rooster brazenly attacked the dog and subsequently kicked it out of the yard. A pack of monkeys has found a new toy. It was this poor raccoon. The poor thing didn't even have a chance to escape from the primates because they immediately started throwing it like a ball. And this bear, despite all the eagle's attempts to knock it down, still got to the top of a tall tree and pulled the defenseless chick out of the nest. Once again, this rooster shows everyone who is the boss here, and this kitten was left without lunch because this important bird had to remind everyone of their place. In this video, the rooster confronts a whole herd of cows who apparently had the courage to speak out against the local dictator. Lynxes are dangerous by the height of their jumps. In fact, there is practically no chance to hide from such a predator. And now just take a look at this battle of the cat and the fox. The predator wanted to steal food directly from the mouth of the fluffy one, but it aggressively began to defend its food. Snakes are good maskers. Often when faced with someone who is stronger and bigger, these cunning creepers simply merge with the bushes. By doing so, they can save their lives. However, some predators are smarter than snakes, so the result is more than obvious. These tigers smelled a stranger on their territory immediately and began to drive the unexpected guest out of their possessions.